Welcome to CoinBook. My name is Calvin Waite, and I'm a professional crypto trader. I really like getting feedback from you guys about the market, what you're trading, successes, failures. So I'm going to go ahead and start giving out a t-shirt every week now. What I'll do is I'll look at all comments from Thursday to Thursday, and then Friday select a random winner. So yesterday, I just could not believe my eyes that we had the largest dollar drop in the history of Bitcoin. We touched this line, and then we came all the way back. This was a big decision candle because if we had dropped and closed near the bottom of this, it would have been so bearish. But where we climbed back and closed $4,000 above the low. This is an absolutely incredible bullish candle. And the nice thing is that it gave us a nice low bottom so that we have a good range. So now we've kind of developed a really sweet range right here. But we've also kind of established that even though we've set the boundaries of our range, that we haven't scared investors and we haven't shown any weakness whatsoever. And so we're going to trade in this range for a little bit. And when we break out, we're heading to 40,000. So this is pretty incredible. This was an absolute one of the most amazing candles that we've seen. This is probably one of the most amazing candles in the history of Bitcoin because dropping 5,000 and pulling back 4,000 by end of day, you can see that there are some monster buyers in our market. It's just absolutely incredible. So it would hurt to be short Bitcoin right now, that's for sure. So alts are still green today, but you can see that we're losing momentum. We had a very strong candle, a less strong, and then now today we're a little bit flat. So we are kind of struggling against kind of a little bit of a momentum change, but that's fine. This type of action is perfectly fine because when we pull back, maybe we'll drop to around 8 or 7.7. We've still established a lower low, and this is the beginnings of a turn in the altcoin market. And a lot of coins are showing just kind of the very first initial change. So it looks like we're going to have another attempt at an alt season here. What many thought was dead is coming back from the grave. Alts that had no future are coming back to life. It is time. Alts are rising. So I'm looking at the Bitcoin weekly chart, and you can see what the past couple of days have done to this weekly chart formation. It absolutely looks spectacular. But I want to ask a question. How do you take a long position and you're right because the market is going long and you still lose all your money? Like, how does that happen? So what I'm talking about is this drop right here. There were tons and tons of long positions that were liquidated. And so what a liquidation event is it's when you have bought and you've bought on margin. So that means you've borrowed money to buy Bitcoin. And the exchanges will give you a short-term loan just so that you can have extra money to invest. So you're like, the Bitcoin's going up. I know it's going up. I want to buy more than the amount of money that I even have. And because of that, when Bitcoin goes up, I can make extra money. Well, then what happened is when the market turns around and starts dropping, then all the people that borrowed money to buy Bitcoin to buy extra Bitcoin, they are 100%. They're like more than 100% in on Bitcoin, and they have this buffer zone where if the price starts dropping, the exchange goes, you know what? You've borrowed so much money that now your position is underwater. So we're going to close out your position, sell what you have, and you lose all of your money. So it's there is a lot of there's a lot of stupidity in greed. If you're so greedy that you are putting more money than you have into trading, these are the things that you're opening yourself up to do. So the thing that I really try to teach people is that crypto is already volatile as it is. You don't need to, any kind of trading is not this big get rich quick scheme, because the bigger the stakes, the faster you get wrecked. That's just how it works. So for the people that just bought, they can't lose all their money because it would have to go to zero for them to lose all their money. The people that are buying on leverage, it only has to go down a certain amount before they lose all their money because of that limit that they're using. So we need to be smart. We've had Bitcoin go up 300% from this 10,000 line, and if that's not making enough money for you, then I don't know what you need. So we just need to be smart. We need to make reasonable position sizes, and we need to we don't need to take risks that are so big that we're essentially betting the farm on it every single time. So I hope that makes sense. So there are a couple of highlights that are definitely worth mentioning. So I'm going to clean up my chart a little bit here, remove some of these lines that aren't completely necessary. But I kind of wanted to point out that back in August, we had created a line to kind of show Ethereum against Bitcoin's this support that had happened over the course of 2 months or so. And then finally it got kind of shaky, and then we dropped, found it as resistance, and then we kind of fell apart. And then we found it as resistance again before we dropped back down again. So it's just interesting how these things come back into play again. You can see that yesterday's close. So I haven't moved this line in a long, we placed it on 6 months ago, and look where we closed. Like Ethereum, even though it went all the way up to like almost 0.035, we dropped right back to that line and closed. And today we kind of had a beautiful morning, and now we're struggling again. So this is an important line. We may, it might take some work to get above this because it is historically significant. So this is kind of something that I'm interested to see. We are pulling the 50 up, and our averages are starting to move up, which is awesome. But I don't know. It might be that we have to pull back and retest the 200 before we have enough strength to break through this. Buyers definitely overextended themselves in a short period of time, so that one is pretty interesting to watch. I wanted to point out some good news on Litecoin. Look what's happening here. We have the 50 that is changed angle, and we're heading up towards the 200. It looks to me like in about 7 days or less, we will probably have a golden cross on Litecoin. And golden crosses don't happen very often. The last one was sort of a golden cross fake out. This was our kind of next attempt at changing direction, and then it failed a month later. But it was February of last year, so almost a year ago, we had this golden cross, and prices were at 0.0076, so 760,000 satoshis. And now look where we are. we're below 500,000 satoshis, so the risk reward is better, and this is just a better trade. The prices are lower, the upside potential is higher, and we've got a nice long setup. We've had a couple of months of consolidation leading up to this cross, so it'll be interesting to see if institutions or large players start moving this. So I'm really watching Litecoin right now. Okay, so we have the altcoins are kind of looking like they're in two different categories. So the one category is similar to Algorand, and there's a lot of different coins that are doing this. But it's these coins that have had a nice long sell-off, months and months of downside, and because of the most recent activity in the altcoin market, we're starting to see our first moves up. So this kind of rounding at the bottom, there are a lot of coins that are doing this. So it's kind of cool. So we're still in the red zone, so it's not the safest trade yet. But if we can kind of get rejected off the 50 and create one more low that's higher than this, it'll essentially set us up for one of the best entries. And these are the entries that I'm waiting for. So right here, when the market starts to gain support and we get a higher low, this is where I like to enter. So even though I was wrong here, it's okay, because I'll just place a break-even trade and I'll just continue waiting. This is the advantage of placing small trades so that you can kind of go with the flow. But it looks like we're going to have another setup right here at a better price. So yesterday this popped up and closed my order at break even. So I'm completely out of Algorand, but I'm ready to get back in at a better price with a new setup down lower. So this is kind of the first category, and this is good. But I mean, I'm still probably 3 or 4 days out from actually making this trade because I'm waiting for this turn. And then the other type of formation that I'm seeing in the alts is similar to what's happening in Cardano. So Cardano, it's had kind of a drop, but then we had this wild run up, and then we've dropped back again, and now things have gotten really volatile. People were asking me about Cardano yesterday because we had a couple of big days in a row, and today is also kind of going along those lines. But you just have to remember that we're still showing these lower highs, and we do have a lower low in the books. So we're not 100% out of the woods. The kind of the thing that's going for us, though, is that we're getting down near all-time lows. Like these lows, we don't have too much further to go before we're absolutely there. So we're kind of watching this. These are a little bit harder to trade. If you had gotten in at the end of the red zone here, you would not need to reinvest today because we're at the exact same price. So a lot of these we're waiting on, but it's an interesting one. This is a little bit more unpredictable, where we have this kind of wild move here. But if you look at this trend, we are definitely above this line right here. So there could be some support. I kind of feel like just with the price kind of going in one direction, I'm much more of a patient trader. So I'd like to see us pull back and maybe find support off of this. So if we get back to like 700 satoshis, I'll probably find an entrance here. But so this is the kind of thing, we've got these kind of long, slow ones that are starting to tick upwards, and then we have some that are kind of getting volatile. So two different flavors, but they're both of these are tipping us a little bit closer to an alt season. Once everything climbs above the 50, we're going to be ready to roll, and we're gonna have a better entry than we had a few months ago when we were seeing the same signs. Okay, it is time to separate the CoinBook trolls from the CoinBook fans. So these are the magnificent t-shirts that we are giving away every Friday. These are individually packaged with love from your best friends, China. There's also this incredible option designed by yours truly, and we'll be giving away probably one or two of these every Friday to just a random comment on any of the videos over the past week. But, and I don't blame you, if you absolutely cannot live without one of these shirts, I am willing to part with them for $15 worth of your favorite crypto. Just reach out to me on social media and we'll get you guys hooked up.